to be going live with you. In the past, we've been doing Herpes Anonymous. Right now, we are just doing open Q&A. You guys can ask whatever question you have when it comes to living with herpes. I was diagnosed with HSV1 oral in 2003, and I was diagnosed with HSV2 genital in 2011. So I've been living with herpes for a while, for some decades here. Decades seems like a really long, I say all the time, seems like a very, very, very long time. I was just posting on social media, on Instagram, and the post I just put was, I believed that the person that had herpes had a specific type of look, even though I knew that was not accurate because statistics and things like that. But I always believed like I would be able to tell who had herpes, not like by looking down there, but just like who you are and your lifestyle and your characteristics. Does anyone else feel that way? Like, oh, well, of course that person has herpes, or well, that person's for sure gonna, like, I wouldn't like anybody that has herpes, obviously. Like, I'm not gonna be with anybody that has herpes. Like, you justify, you come up with ideas in your mind. You play tricks on yourself. So anyways, I just wanted to say that. I didn't know if anybody else was in my same situation where you believe that there's no way you would have herpes or someone would have herpes. Now that plays a huge mind game with us because we have a belief that this specific type of person would have herpes, right? So whatever it is, like it's, you think that way with someone who has HIV. Awesome. Not awesome. Like, good for you. Good for you. Yeah, we have these preconceived notions. Now, of course, I'm not going to discredit, there are some personality or lifestyle traits that can play a role into decisions that we make. So one of the things that frustrates me about herpes is they'll say, hey, if you have herpes, you're more likely to have another STD or you're more likely to contract HIV. And that bothers me because they're associating it with lifestyle. They're associating it with a risky lifestyle. And where there may be people having more of a risky lifestyle, when I say risky, I mean multiple partners, not getting tested and not using any form of protection. That would be a risky lifestyle, right? Or using, needles and things like that. Like, that's obviously a risky lifestyle, right? So yes, of course, that type of person is going to be at a higher risk. But what I don't like about, they say, has anyone else seen that where they're like, oh, people with herpes are more likely to have HIV? Here's why. And I'm going to tell you why, and this is so that we can like chill, is because if you have open sores, if you have open wounds, right, then you are more likely to contract other viruses, other bacterial infections, right? You have an open wound. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm not letting my husband near me when I have outbreaks because they hurt. So I don't know. Those are my my best friend. I'm driving to bar if you want to chat. Those are my things. So guys, I see that you have joined. I love seeing the hearts. I saw some shares. I definitely want to thank you for spending your Friday morning with me. You are a part of this community, and I appreciate that. If you know somebody that has herpes, if you know someone that's struggling with their diagnosis, if you know somebody that is dealing with HSV, someone that's dating someone with HSV, please share and forward this information because I started going public about this in 2017. So like I mentioned earlier, I was diagnosed with herpes down there in 2011. It took me 6 years to be able to go public about it. It took me 6 years to be able to say, okay, you know what? I need to support other people with HSV. It's a very isolating diagnosis, and I don't want anyone else to feel alone. I got it out. I don't want anyone else to feel alone. I don't want anyone else to feel this way, right? So bless you. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Fish. Sneezes are good. Okay, let me go back through the questions. Guys, this is your open opportunity to ask questions. I'm here to support. I like to do the Herpes Anonymous questions because we're able to go deep into these questions. If you want to get deep here, let's get deep. But this is your opportunity to ask your questions, all right? So, can you rid your body of HSV? So that's a really tricky question. The short answer is no. The short answer is no at this point. So here's my asterisk. I am not a doctor. I am not a scientist. I am not an herbalist. I am not, science wasn't my topic. Looking back, I wish it was. Not my topic. As of now, according to where we are in the medical world, according to Western medicine, I'm not going Eastern, Western medicine, we cannot rid ourselves of viruses, right? So at this point, there is no quote unquote cure for a virus disease. So with herpes, there is no way to quote unquote rid your body of the HSV virus. The way that viruses work is once they enter our bodies, then they're almost like a parasite. They like latch onto us and they're in our bodies. Now, what we can do to answer your question, Trinity, what's important for us to do is kind of the longer the virus lives with us, the longer the virus is in our body, the less likely we are to have outbreaks. How does that work? I like to use the analogy of you just bought a home and you decided to have a roommate move in with you because you want someone to help you pay the mortgage, right? So this roommate moves into your beautiful new home. You're so excited. You have your kitchen the way you want it, all this stuff. Well, the roommate decides like, well, I don't want to put away my dishes after I eat, or I want to have friends over at 2 a.m., or I want to hang pictures on the wall here. And you're like, I didn't want to hang pictures. I didn't want holes in my wall, right? So when there's this tug of someone just moved in and I'm in charge, how do we cohabitate? How do we live together? So with the HSV virus, it's moved into your body. It's wreaked havoc on you. It's caused outbreaks. It's caused mental distress. It is causing all sorts of things with your immune system. You're sick a lot. You're exhausted. You have prodrome pain. Maybe now you have some vaginal health things going on, like the vaginal ecosystem is kind of all wackadoo. Maybe you're getting yeast infections all the time. Maybe you're getting BV, all sorts of fun stuff that happens, right? So now it's your turn to say, okay, HSV virus, you're here, I'm here, we're together. Got it. You're not moving out. But here's what I'm going to do, and it's my body, and here's my rules, right? So it's now your opportunity to do what you can to boost your immune system. It's your opportunity to potentially look at your lifestyle and say, well, maybe there's some lifestyle changes I could make or I was wanting to make. Maybe I don't know how, but this is my opportunity to learn. I was actually thinking, total side note, guys, give me a thumbs up if you like this idea. I was walking this morning with my dog at 5 a.m. And I was all alone on my walk, and I started thinking I should do a podcast on my top like wellness hacks. And it's as someone living with herpes, like here's my top wellness hacks. Do you guys like that idea? If you do, give me thumbs up or let me know in the comment, because I think I'm gonna make that. Anyways, back to you, Trinity, and ridding our body, or for the people asking that question. Thanks for the Easter eggs. Now, there are herbalists out there. You'll see them on social. You'll see them comment on my social media like, hey, you can rid yourself. Go with Dr. So-and-so herbalist in Africa. Here's my WhatsApp number. Here's my thoughts. I actually have no doubt that there are herbal products out there that help. I've said that always. I've never disregarded it. I have no doubt that if you drink the hair of a bat on a full moon with the sweat of a goat mixed with the hoof of a sheep and an eye of a frog and get the nectar from a flower that blooms every 500 years and mix that together and drink it, I have no doubt that there's some concoction out there that's gonna help you. But I don't know what that recipe is, and I don't know where it is. Now, again, back to where we are, can we rid ourselves of the HSV virus? At this point, there is no way to rid ourselves of the virus. So that was a really long answer. Tonic greens, yeah, there's a lot to be said with, I know celery is super beneficial. Parsley, there's a lot of tonics you can take, and a lot of, not tonics, but like good green juices that are gonna be really helpful for the viral load. What we wanna do is lessen the viral load in our body. Are you bothered by herpes on a daily basis? I am not. I am not bothered by it. Are there seasons in my life where it gets the best of me? Yes. Are those seasons, am I probably not in the right headspace? Yeah. Am I probably not taking care of my body? Yeah. Am I in that kind of tidal wave of emotions? Yeah. Am I burning the candle from both ends? Yes. So it's usually something I can go back and say, I know why I'm getting outbreaks. It's very rare that I'm like, I don't know where that came from. I don't really think it's a big deal for me anyway. That's awesome, Joanne. Yeah, you get to the point where you're like, okay, I have this, whatever. How did you not transfer HSV to your husband? You're doing something wildly different to not transmit. I have not really done anything special. When I was with my ex-boyfriend who did not have it, I was on the antiviral. So I was in my 20s and late 20s, early 30s. I took the antiviral daily to help prevent transmission when I was dating that guy. With my husband, when we first started dating, I took the antiviral in the beginning of our relationship. I didn't want to deal with it. It was new, exciting, like, wanted to be spontaneous, all that stuff. So that was what I did in the beginning. Now, and then I got to the point I was like, I don't want to be on antivirals anymore. I'm a really healthy person. I don't like to take anything. I have not taken an aspirin, a Tylenol, anything for headache in the last 5 years. Like, I don't take things. I take supplements. I supplement my body. So I didn't want to take the antiviral. I haven't taken the antiviral in years, right? And with my husband, I was like, here's the deal. This is where we're at. So what do? I have pinned in the shop, TikTok, I have to say it correctly. I have it pinned for you. Lysine. Okay, so lysine is right there. You guys can look at it while I'm talking about it. This is an essential amino acid. I have a video I just posted yesterday, and I have more videos posting about. I have a whole series of videos talking about lysine and what it is. So stay tuned. But lysine is an essential amino acid. It's a protein, and we have to get it from foods we consume. Our body doesn't make it. What is lysine good for? It helps with our collagen. It helps us metabolize things like calcium. It is great for like tendon repair. So it is something that is important for us. What does it do for herpes? Why is this important for someone living with herpes, and why would somebody that has herpes want to take this? Is when arginine, and I'll talk about that in a second, when arginine and lysine are fighting to go to a cell. So arginine replicates the cell, arginine fuels the cell, arginine gives it the food in order to replicate and reproduce and make babies. This basically blocks the arginine from entering into the cell. So this is something that's very great. It gets there first. It helps block it. It helps potentially prevent the replication. Now, is this going to prevent all replication? No. Is this going to be a guaranteed like nail in the coffin? You're never going to have a herpes outbreak? No. Is this going to help 1000% prevent transmission to a partner? No. But what it does do is it does help. Okay. So this is something that I take as a non-negotiable. Like I said, I have it in the shop right here on TikTok. You can check it out. This is what I take. The next thing that I do to help not prevent transmission to my husband is I communicate with him. So if I feel like I have an outbreak, I feel tingly, I feel worn down, I feel, ooh, what is that? Is that weird? Is that an outbreak? I tell him. I don't keep it a secret. Do I like always having the conversation of like, oh, I feel like, no, of course I don't. Does it feel good? No. How did I get a violation? TikTok, I do not understand. As a reminder, please ensure your live displays and describes the products you're listing in the content or the shop. I don't understand. I don't understand. I have it right here. This is exactly what I have pinned. I don't understand TikTok. Gosh, I keep getting violations, guys, and I don't know what's happening. Okay. So where was I? Immune system. Yeah, anything that you can do to boost your immune system is going to be beneficial. Oh, I communicate with my husband. So that's the thing. I communicate with him when I feel like I have things happening. So that's something, I know you guys are like, how do you not transmit it? The best way that's proven is taking the antiviral. Okay, that's the best proven way. The next way would be adding a condom to it. If you're in a new relationship, if you are in with multiple partners, if you are in a state of, I just don't know where the relationship is, that's probably your best bet. If you're in a state where, hey, I've been with my partner for a long time, my partner is okay with the risk. Obviously, my partner doesn't like want it, but my partner is okay with the risk, then why take something that you don't necessarily need? That's my whole take on it. Once again, another violation. Your video content from other creators without meaningful enhancement. I don't understand. I don't understand why I keep getting violated. Guys, am I saying anything that's like disrespectful, or am I like being vague about what I'm talking about? This is ridiculous. Yeah, condoms do not protect the base. You know what? And that's really interesting. That's where my ex that I got herpes from actually ended up getting herpes outbreaks, was the base. And being nice. Thank you. I appreciate it. Someone is reporting you for selling. Okay, guys, why are you reporting me for selling? This is ridiculous. If you don't like what I'm doing, then leave. You don't have to be on this live. I am not selling all these things on TikTok. I am promoting things that I use and that I think they are good for us to use with people living with herpes. Stay focused. Thank you. I will, guys. But if you don't like what I'm doing, then you don't have to be on this live. You're not like required to take a continuing education course and have to be here. You are helping people. Thank you. What happens when you have a baby? What aspect of it, Jacqueline? What aspect of it? Like supplement wise, like herpes transmission wise, like how do you get pregnant wise? Let me know what you mean by that question, because that's a huge loaded question. With that being said, on pregnancy, when I was 9 months pregnant with my son, I did a podcast interview with my OB, and he came to my house. We did a whole podcast. We asked those questions that you probably want to know. So that is on my website, Life with Herpes. It's one of our top researched. It's one of our top researched blogs. So herpes transmission to baby. Yeah. So when baby is in utero, when baby's inside your tummy, baby is completely safe. Baby is not going to be impacted or harmed or at risk in any way of herpes, right? It doesn't transmit through the umbilical cord. It is a skin-to-skin transmission, right? So baby's inside there doing baby's thing, growing every day, going from a blueberry to an orange to a grapefruit to whatever. So baby's okay. The concern here is, and this is where the concern is, and I know this is where you're at, because when I was first diagnosed, that's something I asked my doctor. I'm like, well, can I still be a mom? The concern is during delivery. So according to my doctor, and you can go back and watch the podcast, according to my doctor, if you do not have an outbreak and have not had an outbreak in the last week, if you are on the antiviral and have no signs or symptoms, then you can deliver the baby vaginally. So I was able to deliver my son vaginally. He's fine. He doesn't have herpes. He's totally fine. So those are some things that you can talk about. I would recommend, Jacqueline, that if you are concerned about this, I don't know if you're pregnant. If you're not pregnant, when you are pregnant, if you are pregnant, definitely bring this up with your doctor and bring it up soon and bring it up in the beginning. If you and your doctor are not on the same page of what to do about delivering a baby if you have herpes, then talk to other doctors and get on the same page. You may have a doctor that says, I don't do vaginals, I only do cesareans, so this is what we're going to do. And if that doesn't sit right with you, then talk to another doctor. Vice versa. If I would do what you, your doctor, and the father feel are the best thing. What the three of you think, it's your baby, right? And what do you guys agree with and what feels most comfortable? So that's what I would talk about. Thanks. It's easier to do IG Live. TikTok is strict for no reason. I don't know what happened to TikTok all of a sudden with, like, I just get all these violations and I'm like, what has happened? So men pass it to women much more because women have more sensitive skin down there. So great thing. So yes, statistically, more women have herpes than men. And also, here's my reasoning why. Again, this is my whole thing. We as women wax and shave and pluck and do all these things down there. And when we do that, we remove the hair. The hair is there for a reason. It's there to protect. It's there as a barrier. Hair protects us, right? It's why we were covered in hair at one point, supposedly. It protects us. So why it's remained down there, I don't know. Thank goodness it's not all over our bodies. Well, some of us are. Like when I got off birth control in my 20s, I grew a beard. Like literally my hormone, I don't know. It was gross. I had to have it all lasered. I got rid of that ASAP. But anyways, so the hair is there to protect us. It's there for a reason. So we get rid of it. Period, the end. It's a sensitive area. We're more exposed. Think of it too, like our vaginal ecosystem down there, like it's always wet. And I'm not trying to be, I just like, it's like our eyeballs, right? There's always water, there's always lubricant, there's always things going on down there. And it's just like such a perfect environment for women. If we don't have a good gut health, if we don't have good bacteria, we don't have a chance. I'm going to throw another thing out there. Again, not a doctor. But from the women I've talked to when I have my calls, I can ask you guys right here, and I'd love to hear a poll. I'd love to hear what you have to say, is when we're diagnosed with herpes, simultaneously, we also have BV, bacterial vaginosis, or we have UTIs, or we have yeast infections. We have some sort of infection, fungal, bacterial, whatever going on down there. Or we end up getting like a whole series of it. And it's because we just can't fight it. It's like, sign me up, I'm here. Just sign me up for whatever, right? We just can't fight it. And it's not our faults. We don't know better. So we're either not eating the foods that properly fuel our vaginal health, or we're taking antibiotics. At the time, I had awful acne, and my doctor's like, here's an antibiotic for acne. I was on back-to-back antibiotics. My body had no way of fighting it. So I'd love to hear what you guys say. Like, did you have all these other things? Did you get them at the same time? Yeah, I had all of it. Like, I got UTI. UTIs weren't as much, but I would get BV. Then I would have a yeast. I take the antibacterials for the BV, and then I'd get a yeast infection, and then I'd have to take the antifungal, and then I get another BV. Yeah, Joanna, same. Like back to back to back to back to back. I have someone that I know you can help with. She's on Instagram, Coach Sarah Joy, or if you go to Life with Herpes, you can find her there. And she is the expert on this, talking about gut health, vaginal health, how if we just don't have the right vaginal ecosystem, we just can't fight our outbreaks. Yeah, my husband, thanks for answering, Gina. My husband does not have it. Yes, I'm still married. I've been with my husband. We're coming up on 10 years this summer. So we've been together 10 years. We used a condom for a minute, like literally a minute, and that was it. Like, it's just not what we're doing at this point in our marriage and our relationship. What I do in my marriage doesn't mean that's right for you, right? It's what's right for you in your relationship. It's what's right for you in where you're at. Like I said, with my ex-boyfriend, I was on the antiviral. I didn't mess around with it. We weren't in a situation. You're saying the back-to-back yeast infections and all that, how long did that all last? Okay, so here's what I did. And here's what I think you should do if you have this. I started going to acupuncture, and I started realizing that, okay, I had way too much sugar. I had overgrowth of candida. According to acupuncture, I had way too much heat in my body, damp heat. They were all connected, which at least they were on the same page. But I went to acupuncture and I started getting rid of gluten, and I cut out the dairy. Now, I'm not saying you have to do this forever, and I'm definitely not a dietitian or an expert in this, but it definitely helped me. And does sugar activate? Yeah, sugar is a huge contributor for any bacterial any infection really. Our bodies can't function on it. It basically, let me take that back. Our bodies need sugar. It's like one of the most, glucose is what our bodies run on, but you don't need to be feeding yourself high fructose sugar. Did HSV cause that? Okay, I'll get into all that. Short answer for you is no, it didn't cause it. And so I went to acupuncture, and this is going to be so gross, you guys. So I had tons of BV, and I had an outbreak after outbreak after outbreak. I mean, it was Armageddon down there. I would go to acupuncture, and the guck would come out. It would fall out. And then I'd go back next week and more stuff. It took me about 6 months to get rid of my acne, to get rid of the yeast issues. Now, yeast and BV. Now, you're my hero. Thanks, Gina. What I'm going to recommend, here's the thing. I can't say the word recommend. I forget. Okay, we're going to talk about these supplements that TikTok, I'm going to say it correctly, I hope. I'm trying to use the right language. It's in the TikTok shop, and it's pinned in the shop. And if any of you are like, I disagree with you selling products, then you don't need to be here. Okay. Please do not give me a violation. I am just trying to support people. Number one. Here's what I would do, ladies. Number one, when you're done with this live, I want you to go to my Instagram, and you will see I have stuff from Coach Sarah Joy on there. Or look for Sarah Joy initially, but if you can't find her, I will go post on Instagram, and I will tag her and say, hey, I was just talking about you on TikTok. This is who you need to find, okay? She's going to talk about these products as well, because Monolaurin, antiviral stuff, we're going to talk all about it. But she is the expert. I am not. I'm just living with it. So I can talk about what I've dealt with living with it. What we need to do is we need to build our immune system again, right? There's been an overgrowth of bad bacteria, and we need to get the bad bacteria out and the good bacteria in. We need to kill the bad bacteria and regrow the good bacteria. This is going to be an ongoing thing. She's going to talk about, and I have them, I will have them all here. She's going to talk about Monolaurin. I am pinning it, TikTok. It is in my TikTok shop. Do not give me a violation. She's going to talk a lot about Monolaurin. Monolaurin, okay? What is Monolaurin? I didn't know about it until I was pregnant, and unfortunately, I couldn't take the supplements when I was pregnant. Now I take them. Monolaurin is lauric acid. Here's the amazing thing about lauric acid. It is a jack of all trades. You're already consuming Monolaurin in products that you don't even know about. It's used as a natural way to prevent bacterial growth. So if you're consuming organic produce, they a lot of times may use Monolaurin as the pesticide. It's not a pesticide, right? They use it as a way, they have it in shampoos and our makeups and things like that to prevent bacterial growth. So this is going to be really, really beneficial when we're talking about bacterial health as well as viral health. Here's where it helps herpes specifically is, and why couldn't I take this when I was pregnant? Okay, I'll tell you in a second. So enveloped viruses. Herpes is enveloped, which means it has a shell, it has a layer around it. It means that our immune system can't just penetrate it. So monolaurin disrupts the outer shell, and so it allows our immune system to penetrate it. Can you take these together? Yes, you can take monolaurin and lysine together. In fact, they are sold together. They are in the shop, the TikTok shop, if you want to check it out. But you can take them separate. You can take them together. Why do you not take them when you're pregnant? You know, it's just one of those things. There's no testing done on it, and like no mommy's gonna be like, let me just try and see what happens. There's no testing done on it, and so I would say use it at your own discretion if you're pregnant. I waited until after I was pregnant and I was breastfeeding. They say also be careful when breastfeeding, but it's already in the mother's breast milk. It actually comes from the mother's breast milk. This comes from coconuts. Don't worry, you're not getting like black market breast milk in here. That would be funny. But no, this is awesome. So that is something that Sarah Joy is going to talk about specifically. And then Andrographis, I'm going to change my little pin here. Andrographis, another really big herbal extract you can take to help support your immune system. This is all immune health, right? This is all about adding support. This is all about adding viral support. This is all about adding bacterial support. This is all about how do we boost our immune system? How do we get this? How do we get this to support our overall health? Do I get paid? I do not get paid to support it, but I do receive an affiliate commission if you do purchase it. I am very, very, very cautious about promoting anything. This is a product that I have been using personally for the last 4 years. I have people reach out to me weekly saying, hey, I have a new anti for herpes. Will you promote it? My answer is no. No. This right here is the best that there's out there. I have done my research. I have checked it. In fact, when the founder of this company came to me and said, hey, will you promote it? I said no for a year. The lysine products are good. How do you like them? I absolutely love them. I have taken other lysine products before I knew about Natural Cure Labs. I took other lysine products. They were good. This is the best. The integrity of the manufacturing, the integrity of the ingredients, all of that. Side effects. As far as lysine, I don't know about the other ones. As far as lysine, you can take, for some people it can cause tummy issues, then take it with food, you know. These are herbs. These are meant to supplement. These are not prescription drugs. They are meant to supplement your diet. So if you have questions, ask your doctor and see what you can do. We trust you. Thanks. How long have I been taking these? I've been taking lysine for probably, 7 years. And then the monolaurin and Andrographis. Monolaurin I'm taking for 4 years, Andrographis about a year. Andrographis is new to the market. So those are all that. Does your child have herpes? My son does not have herpes. No. Can you take the monolaurin and lysine together? Yes, I answered that question. I got all different ones. Can I take one daily, each one of them same day? Can you take daily? Yeah. So I always took them daily. Why do you take them for so many teas? Years. Because I got off the antiviral and I was still feeling prodrome. I was still feeling like I was going to get a herpes outbreak. And so taking the supplements helps boost my immune system and helps boost, just helps me prevent outbreaks. Also, if I do get them, I feel like it helps speed them up. Did I get HSV oral the same as genital? No, I got HSV1 oral when I was in 2003, and I got HSV2 in 2011. So I got them from different partners, different times. HSV1, I went on a date. My date kissed me with a freaking cold sore. It was a big deal because I was really young, and like kissing wasn't, like, of course I'd been kissed, obviously. But it was not like, it was not like in the plentifuls of me. I wasn't a maker-outer. I'm still not. I wasn't like, so that was a big deal. And then in 2011, my boyfriend didn't know he had it. Thank you for all this information. You're welcome. I mean, when you get outbreaks, do you get them at the same time? No, I don't. HSV1, I've had since 2003, and I've had 5 outbreaks. It's not a lot. 2003, my second outbreak was 2017. That's a long period. I went a long period without outbreaks for oral. Genital, I go through seasons. I'll get them back to back to back to back to back. And then I'll go like months and months and can't seem to trigger it. So I found for me, for genital, it's obviously watching my diet. I eat really clean. In 2003, I was diagnosed with HSV1. I had my first outbreak. And then in 2017, I had my second oral outbreak. So it was 14 years in between my outbreaks. It's a long time. HSV1 doesn't seem to trigger outbreaks for whatever reason. I just don't get them often, clearly. HSV2, sometimes it feels like the wind blew and I got an outbreak. For me, what I've really learned for HSV2 is it was all my nervous system. It was all living in the fight or flight. It was all being in a heightened state. It was my nervous system, my fight or flight kicking on and staying there and being in it. That like adrenaline, I used to love that. I lived in that. So that's what it is. Should I avoid intimacy with someone who says they have herpes? I'm going to say that's up to you. Where are you with this person? I would never say don't date someone with herpes because, well, first of all, I have herpes. I would say this is the way all intimacy should be, okay? This is the way intimacy should be regardless of herpes. Is this somebody you trust, and are you okay sharing bodily fluids with this person? Because you're going to pick up something regardless, if it's herpes or whatever. So how important is this relationship to you with this person? Are you like a hell yes, or are you a maybe? If it's a maybe, regardless of herpes or not, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't waste my time. I might go on a couple dates. If you go on a date and you ask yourself 2 questions after your date, 2 questions. 1, did I have fun? Did I have fun? Not, did I have fun? Do I want to sleep with this person? If you answered no to one of them, like I had the best time, but I don't want to sleep with this person, then your answer is no. If it was, I didn't mean to put my middle finger. You really want to sleep with this person, but I didn't really have fun on the date, like not my cup of tea, but I'm just like super attracted to this person, your answer is still, how did I get another violation? What the F? Guys, I don't understand. Then why would I want to continue with this person? So back to your question, should you date someone with herpes? Is it a hell yes? Are you like head over heels with this person? Great. I'd say that about anybody. What do I do for a living? I'm a mommy and I do this. I also have a jewelry company. I'm also a jeweler. So I have a fine jewelry company. Okay, guys, I think I've exhausted everything there is. Do you have any final questions? Have I ever been rejected for having herpes? Yes, I have. One guy, And the best part about it, he came back and was like, I made a big mistake. And I was like, you did, but it's too late. It was really fun. It was at a wedding. And he's like, oh my gosh. I was like, yeah, you messed up. And that's okay, because you weren't my one. So you had an ex-boyfriend and you took the antiviral and never gave it to him, as far as you know. Correct, as far as I know. Thanks for having this brave discussion. You're welcome, Sandy. Haha, he missed out. Totally. In fact, I'll show you. It was at a wedding, and this is the picture. See that this red dress? That's my husband and I. We were at a wedding, and that was the day that he was like, I missed out. I was like, yeah, you did. What's the difference in having herpes? Does a female have worse than a man, or both? Does a female have it worse? It's not. I don't know, because I'm not a man. But everybody's symptoms are going to be different. I would just say, as females, we have more to deal with, because we're a little more complex genitally, right? Reproductively, we have our hormones change every month. We have ups and downs. Ovulation and menstruation can trigger outbreaks, so men don't have that. And if our vaginal health is like we have yeast infections and all sorts of fun things like that, then that can also trigger our outbreaks. We also have more mucous membrane down there. Yeah, so I don't know if we have more severe outbreaks, but we just have more obstacles, is what I'd say. Do I still go on bike rides? You know, it's funny. I went on one yesterday because I was chasing down the UPS driver, because, as I mentioned, I'm a jeweler, and I was getting a big delivery of jewelry, and thousands of dollars, and I was like, no, like I went to the door, and like he just took off, and I like got on my bike and chased him. So yeah, I do. I have a little boy, so yeah, we go on bike rides. Like I don't love bike riding, but yeah, I do. One more question. Sorry, I hate Google. LOA, they said herpes causes health issues and like brain issues. Okay, Coco, so I'm going to answer this the best I know. And my answer is, there's been new research out about that. I don't know what that is. Like they're saying like Alzheimer's and things like that. There's also a lot linked to glucose levels causing Alzheimer's. I don't know the answer. And I would say that it's really in the infancy of research. The person to get those answers from is Herpes Cure Advocacy on Instagram, or go to the website Herpes Cure Advocacy, and that's going to be the best spot to learn about whatever you asked. Personally, it's for me. I'm lifestyle. I'm emotional, how to get over it. I don't handle the medical side because I'm not a doctor, and I just look at it like it's something I can't control. Can't control it. Do you like bike rides because of HSV? No, I don't like bike rides. In general, I'm not a bike rider. Just in general. But they used to trigger outbreaks for me. Yeah, people get painful nerves because of herpes. Absolutely. They can get that. Prodrome down their nerves, like their nerves down their legs, their back, in the genital area. A lot of times that's how I know I'm going to get an outbreak. I'll get, for whatever reason, it's my ankle that feels like a hot spot. I don't know. It's super weird. Thank you. So basically just have to take your vitamins, take care of yourself, and eat healthy. Yep, totally. All right, friends, I am going to thank you for joining me. I loved the hearts. Thank you for the shares. Thank you for the follows. I'm really doing my best to go live 4 days a week. I'm going to go live tomorrow as well. I do two things. I do Q&A where like you just throw your questions like this at me. And then I'm doing Herpes Anonymous, where they are people that have submitted their questions for $5. They are deep questions. They go into a scenario and I answer them. So there's two types, just trying to provide the best amount of resources I can that are either free or very, very low cost. All right. Have a great day. I'm going to change out of my workout clothes and Have a great day. Your best YouTube TikTok is ridiculous. I lost 30 pounds and that did help me with your nerve pain. That's awesome. Not sure if that's connected. Probably. I mean, there's less stress on your body. Okay, guys. Have a great Friday, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.